Welcome. In this video I will be solving two equations. The first equation will not have fractions and the second one will. So here's my first equation. 16d minus 4 minus 5d equals negative 67. So the first thing I look at is, can I simplify either side? Well, this side is already simplified. The left-hand side is not simplified, so I follow my BEDMAS rules. Brackets. Can I combine these terms? No, I cannot. They are not like terms. If it was 4d minus 5d, I could, or 4 minus 5, I could, but it is not. So I cannot do that. The next step I do is I apply the negative sign to the brackets. So I have 16d minus positive 4 minus negative 5d equals negative 67. Now I look at my signs. Because I'm not going to have two signs, I replace them. Two negatives make a positive, and if I subtract a positive, it leaves me with a negative. So I rewrite it, keep it nice and clean, plus 5d equals negative 67. Okay, now my next step. I am not finished simplifying. I still have 16d, I still have 5d, which leaves me with 21d, minus 4, I still have my negative 4, equals negative 67. Notice there are no equal signs down the left-hand side. When solving equations, they are always in the middle. Now I look at this and remember that I want to collect all of my variables with their coefficients on one side of the equal sign, and I would like to collect all of my constants on the other side, so the right side of the equal sign. So what can I do to negative 4? What can I add and subtract to negative 4 to get to 0? So I can add 1, 2, 3, 4. If I add 4, I will be at 0. So I am going to add 4 to both sides. So 21d minus 4 plus 4 equals negative 67 plus 4. These two cancel. So I have 21d equals negative 63. Now the last step, once I have all my d's on one side and my constants on the other, I divide by the coefficient of the variable, the number that is in front of the variable. So these two cancel. 1, 1, which is the same as 1d over 1, which is d. So I end up with d equals negative 3. And there is the answer to the question. Now the next one involves a fraction. In this, you are going to multiply both of the terms inside the bracket by 1/4. I'll do it over here though. Anything like this you can do on the side. 1/4 times 5. Remember that this is 5 over 1. So this is really 5 over 4. This is a review of your fractions. So I have 5 over 4b, and then I also multiply 1/4 times 11. 1/4 times 11. 11 over 1, so I have 11 over 4. 5 over 4b plus 11 over 4 equals 19. Now, because this is a fraction, we don't look at it any differently. Because this is a fraction, sometimes you might look at it differently, but it's a number. So what would I normally do? Well, I would normally subtract that number. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to subtract 11 over 4. So 5 over 4b plus 11 over 4 minus 11 over 4 equals 19 minus 11 over 4. This might remind you that when you add or subtract fractions, you must have a common denominator. So I will use the common denominator of 4. So 19 over 1 equals what over 4? What could that number be? Well, I think you know by now that you multiply 19 by 4. 4 times 9 is 36. 4 times 1 is 4. Carry the 3. 76. So this is 76 over 4. So I rewrite my statement here. 5b over 4. These two become 0, so I will not rewrite them. I'm going to replace the 19 with 76 over 4 minus my 11 over 4. I write the same statement below. Now here I have 76 over 4 minus 11 over 4. Remember, when you subtract fractions, you keep the denominator and you subtract the numerators. So I end up with 65 over 4. Now, what do I do here? I have two denominators. There are various things that we can do. That's the b, by the way. There are various things that we can do. The easiest is to multiply both sides by the denominator. Multiply by 4 over 1, multiply by 4 over 1. Look what happens. You know how to simplify when you're multiplying. You end up with 5b. These two become 1. 1 equals 65. So here I multiplied both sides by 4. Here I'm going to divide by the coefficient, which is 5. So b is going to equal 13. And there you have it.